Welcome to the Last Mile Profits videocast, the last word on the last mile.
How does artificial intelligence help us deal with union situations? If that's something that's of interest to you, take a look at this very special Last Mile Profits videocast.
Modern Expo provides an integral ecosystem of screen-operated lockers, screenless autonomous solutions, refrigerated lockers, and even personal parcel lockers, powered by an in-house developed software.
Hello everybody. You've probably noticed that I'm on my own today, and the reason is Peter is off somewhere very nice and warm. But I thought I'd get a different buddy for this week's Last Mile Profits videocast, and the buddy is actually not human, it's artificial intelligence, and it's going to be Chat GPT. Well, what I've done is I've asked a question on a topic that I believe is really hot, which is how best to engage with unions to avoid industrial action. You have to bear with me, I'm pretty new at this, but what we're going to do is I will share on screen what the AI has said. I'll probably read it through and then I'll comment. But again, bear in mind, this is pretty fresh to me, so this is going to be sort of hot off the press, but in a way that makes it a fair competition because the AI didn't have the chance to prepare itself. So if you're ready, here we go, and we'll start sharing the screen. So to remind you again, the question was how best to engage with unions to avoid industrial action. So what does Chat GPT say on this? Engaging with unions to avoid industrial action requires a proactive and open approach, both from the employer and union reps. And here are some of the steps. So basically, establish open lines of communication. Encourage open and transparent communication between management and union representatives. This can help build trust. I'll stop there before we go on. So yeah, I think we're in agreement there. If there's no communication, there's absolutely no way that you can solve any issues. So I think we can tick that box. Of course, we have to bear in mind that's pretty high level. The devil is in the detail. How do you really make it happen? It's a much more complicated process. But okay, let's say we tick that box. The next comment from the AI machine is listen to their concerns. Listen carefully to concerns and grievances of union members. Work together to find solutions. Take the time to understand their perspective and show that you're genuinely interested in resolving the issues. Now, I actually like this one because I think this is something that doesn't happen often enough. Often management listen but don't hear, and I think this is really fundamental. It goes a long, long way if the other side believes there is real interest and genuine concern and willingness wherever possible to resolve. So I have to say I tick that box as well. Let's go on to the next one. So we're on to number 3. Be transparent and honest about the company's situation and any changes that might impact the workforce. Explain the reasons behind the changes and what measures are being taken to minimize negative impact on employees. Actually, I quite like this one as well, I have to say. So far, the robot's doing pretty well. I think it's really, really important. I've been in situations myself where a company has been in really, really dire straits. And if people understand how difficult it is and that it's not some kind of fictional challenge, perfect example is where you say the company has got real problems and then the manager drives up in a brand new Jaguar or Mercedes car showing his Rolex watch. And believe it or not, I actually specifically heard mention of a Rolex watch from somebody who was in the know in terms of actually Royal Mail negotiations. So I think that's also important. Another tick. The next point, involve unions in decision-making processes as much as is possible. This can help ensure that concerns and needs of the members are taken into account. What can I say? So far, Chat GPT is doing pretty well. Fully agree. What's the next one? Offer alternative solutions. If industrial action seems likely, work with the unions to find alternative solutions. This could involve offering additional training, support, adjusting working hours, finding alternative employment for those affected by changes. This is good stuff, but I think it's a little bit deeper. Given the current environment, if we take Royal Mail, then you've got maybe not hyperinflation, but significant inflationary pressure. And I think it's more than just training support. It's ways to ensure that inflationary pressure is cushioned to the employees. How can you find ways to allow them to actually make more money, but ideally that also don't hurt the company too much? So I would say here, maybe this one half a tick, but it's still looking good. And then we're coming slowly to the end, guys and girls. Provide fair and equitable settlement. So if industrial action does take place, make sure that any settlement that's reached is fair and equitable. This builds trust and ensures that both sides are satisfied with the outcome. I think that's a really important one, because sometimes one side can feel that they've actually, taken advantage of the situation. And that will work in the short term, but in the long run, the other side will feel hard done by, and next time it's going to be a lot more difficult. So I actually think that's a really good point, and it's so important that any solution should be seen as fair and acceptable. And it's not that someone is a complete winner; he's basically trampled over the other party, because it makes it very, very difficult then to negotiate next time. And I think there's a final summary from our AI friend. We can say he or she, or it, says, remember, the goal is to reach a mutually acceptable solution. I think that's what the last point was about, both in the interests of the company and the members. So if you're fostering a positive collaborative relationship, it's possible to avoid industrial action and maintain stable, productive workplace. Honestly, I'd say pretty good. If I were to make any comment, it's that a lot of this is quite high level. It's a good starting point, but only a starting point. But what would be really interesting is to get your views. I know this was a really, really hot topic when we talked about it. So please, below, give your views. Say, what do you think? Do you think Chat GPT was right on this one? Especially the guys and girls out there on the front line at Royal Mail, or actually, given what's happening in Germany at Deutsche Post and other places, I'd just love to hear your views and comments. Maybe, actually, this will help create an optimal solution for your companies. So looking forward to your comments. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I thought it was quite fun.
Thank you for watching the Last Mile Profits video. For more free analysis of the last mile, please like, follow and subscribe below to ensure you are notified every time we upload new content.